The way that so many MAGA Republicans have responded to the biggest news story of the day is just so incredibly disgusting, and it makes me so cynical and doubtful for the future of the United States and our politics. As I'm sure you folks know, President Biden was diagnosed with an aggressive form of prostate cancer. It's incredibly heartbreaking, and as an American, I send my love to President Biden and his family. And that is something that you'd expect of every American, regardless of political affiliation. But a lot of MAGA Republicans out there have taken a different approach. They are practically celebrating the diagnosis or making up conspiracy theories about it. So I wanted to show you some of the worst responses I've seen from these MAGA creators on social media today. And these aren't just small creators. These are people who have hundreds of thousands or millions of followers in some cases, with a lot of people agreeing with them from the MAGA side. So let's start here with Joey Manorino. If you know who he is, I'm sorry. He's one of the worst MAGA fans out there. He wrote in response to the news, quote, "You don't find cancer at stage 4 when you're the president of the United States. He has better doctors than anyone could even conceive of. This cancer didn't just pop up today and go into the bone. They knew this as he was in office and never told us. Everyone involved needs to be prosecuted for lying to the American people. It's just conspiracy after conspiracy, falsehood after falsehood." And as I was sitting down to record this video, I saw this tweet from Joey Manorino, and I had to respond the moment I saw it. I wrote, quote, "Oh, thank God Dr. Joey Manorino chimed in to provide the dumbest take of all. Climb back into the cave you crawled out of. You loser." And I stand by that. I mean every single word, because I do think that this guy is a conspiracy theory having loser. He is somebody who is not a doctor, certainly not an expert in cancer, and he feels the need to hop onto social media and just spread conspiracy theories about it. He has no idea what he's talking about. This is the Dunning-Kruger effect in real time. Somebody thinking that they are more qualified than they actually are to speak on an issue, and in reality, he's just incredibly ignorant. Instead of just saying, hey, you know what? I wish Joe Biden the best. I don't understand a lot about this topic. I wish him a speedy recovery. I know the doctors did the best they can because these are experienced professionals, the best of the best. Instead of saying something like that, he dives headfirst into conspiracy, in a gross conspiracy, might I add, that people need to be prosecuted for lying. I mean, it is disgusting. When I saw this, I genuinely felt some rage. I'm going to try to keep my cool during this video because, as I have said previously, I am a fan of President Biden and I hate seeing people talk about him in this way. But let's move on to the next example. This is from Terrence K. Williams, who his profile has a picture of him and Donald Trump. He is somebody who's been embraced by the Trump administration, and he actually follows me on Twitter. And so if he's watching this, unfollow me, you ghoul. I don't like you. I think you are so unintelligent that it's actually painful to read what you put out. But regardless, let's dive into what he said about the news. He said, "Arrest Jill Biden. She cared more about being first lady than her husband's health. The doctors who lied and showed us fake healthy records of Biden should be charged. Who in the world was running the country for the last 4 years? Yada, yada, yada." Again, conspiracy after conspiracy. It is so incredibly concerning that so many of these people are just living in total fantasy land. That somehow, magically, behind the scenes, Jill Biden was covering this up and the doctors were in on it. And it was just this whole thing that everybody knew about except everybody. I mean, it is so mind-boggling how these people believe it. And again, this is not just some random guy. He has over 1 million followers. He's someone who's been invited to the White House by Donald Trump, celebrated by Donald Trump. This is MAGA. Instead of just having a party on the other side that can say, hey, we wish Joe Biden the best, they do stuff like this, calling for people to be prosecuted, saying that there was a conspiracy. What is wrong with these people? I mean, that's just the anger. What is wrong with these people? It's so crazy. He posted a 5-minute video along with it, just rambling. We are not going to listen to it because I actually think we would lose intelligence as we did. I'm not going to put you through that. Anyway, let's move on to the next one. This one really angered me when I saw it. To her credit, Representative Anna Paulina Luna, a MAGA Republican, responded to the news by saying, "This is very sad news. We are praying for his recovery." And I think that's actually a good response. So I appreciate her saying that, even though she's a MAGA Republican. But then John Cardillo, another MAGA Republican with, again, hundreds of thousands of followers, decided to say one of the worst things I've ever read on this website, and that's saying a lot. Quote, "F him, the most corrupt MF to ever sit in the Oval Office, a horrible guy who weaponized every asset of the federal government against conservatives. Why the F are Republican members mourning Joe Biden?" I'm not even going to get into the words that he used. What I just want to, I'm going to put it plainly. This person, individual, this guy, horrible human being. Just a horrible human being. Anybody that wishes for a cancer diagnosis for another person, I think that they're a horrible person. Celebrating a cancer diagnosis, celebrating the cancer diagnosis of a father, a grandfather, and a human being is horrible. Horrible. And this is why I say I'm so cynical about our politics, because stuff like this, celebrating a president getting a horrible disease, is loved on social media. There are Republicans who repost this and say, yeah, this guy rocks. It is so heartbreaking to see as an American that we have so many people in this country aligning with lunatics like this, kind of celebrating these really, really gross statements. And I think that probably most people would just say this guy is crazy as well. I want to show you the next one. Tim Pool, somebody who has taken Russian money in the past. I just want to put that out there. That case is ongoing. He said he didn't know about it. That's the claim from their side. Tim Pool responded to the news by saying Joe Biden has cancer with metastasis to the bone. This is considered advanced. If he had the best medical care and screenings for 4 years, they'd have found it, and it means he's likely had it since before dropping out. Democrats knew. Once again, diving into conspiracy. So I think you're kind of seeing a pattern here with a lot of the MAGA Republicans that there's a conspiracy. There was some cover up. There was something taking place, which is as expected with so many of these Republicans. They can never just rely on the facts, rely on what we know to be true. Instead, they dive headfirst into the conspiracy pool of crap and come up with the most absurd claim ever. Tim Pool's doing it. So I'm sure you're going to see on social media in the next couple days, coming weeks, months, whatever it might be, this same theory circled among people who are not doctors, not professionals, have no understanding of cancer and how cancer is diagnosed, just putting it out to their millions of followers. Now, I do want to show you, some examples of some people who are not creators, people who are just average everyday Americans who happen to be on social media. I posted this saying Joe Biden has experienced a tremendous amount of pain and heartache in his life, certainly more than any one person should have to go through. I hope that every American, regardless of political affiliation, is rooting for him and his entire family right now. I think a good statement. Look at some of these responses. Well, he has Dr. Jill, literally every American saying, a clip of Stephen A. Smith saying, we don't care. Again, Joey Manorino saying something horrendous. This guy saying something horrendous. This is not just social media creators. It's actually bled into the MAGA base as we're seeing posts like this. And if you follow me on Twitter or whatever platform it might be, look at the comments. A lot of Republicans are saying something similar, and it is really gross. Really gross. But I do want to show you some actually decent responses to wrap up the video from Republicans, which I was actually very surprised to see. Marjorie Taylor Greene responded to the news saying, I'm sorry to see this news. Cancer is truly awful. My dad passed away in 2021 with cancer. Praise for Joe Biden and his family, and including the headline below. I actually appreciate that response from Marjorie Taylor Greene. Is it genuine? Is it true? Does she actually mean this? I think it's hard to say. I think that if Marjorie Taylor Greene were not a member of Congress and someone who had a PR team, I'm sure that she'd be one of those people in the comment sections of myself or somebody else spreading conspiracy theories about it, celebrating it. But since she's a member of Congress, she put out this statement. But look, I will take the statement at face value. I'll take the win and say, hey, that's a nice statement. Donald Trump also had a statement on Joe Biden's diagnosis saying Melania and I are saddened to hear about Joe Biden's recent medical diagnosis. We extend our warmest and best wishes to Jill and the family, and we wish Joe a fast and successful recovery. Again, a decent message by Donald Trump. I actually genuinely appreciate that message. Same questions go to him. If he were not president, if he were not who he is, would he be saying something similar? And if he didn't have a PR team, would he be saying something similar? Probably not, if I had to take a guess. But again, I will just take the win at face value and say, thank you for the statement. And it's good to see at least some elected Republicans out there, sending some sympathy to the Biden family. So I just wanted to show you all of these responses. I really, really think that, and that's not all of them, I want to point out, I really, really think it's so disgusting how some of these Republicans are approaching this story. And I once again want to give my heart, my love, my thoughts to the entire Biden family and President Biden himself. You guys deserve so much better than this. And I'll always be thankful for President Biden and his service to this country. I will leave the video there. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you being here. Make sure to subscribe down below. It goes an incredibly long way. Also, drop a like on the video and comment. Let me know what you think about all of this. And as I always say, I greatly appreciate you, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day.